Unconsistently consistent.
Hello, it's Friday the 13th. It's spooky day on Inconsistently Consistent. Woo!
Ooh.
My name is Rachel.
And I'm Melanie.
We are not talking like this the whole episode. I just wanted to do it for a little bit of pizzazz.
And Eli just jumped up with me.
He heard the woo.
Did you hear him sigh?
No.
He just gave a big.
He's like, Mom, why are you not paying attention to me?
He's like, no, I'm coming up to curl up and lie down with you.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it's nap time.
It is nap time. So yeah, we're doing superstitions because it's when this episode comes out, it's gonna be Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to tell some spooky superstition stories to Eli that's gonna scare him, and he's gonna run away. Eli being my dog, who's a big scaredy cat.
Yes. I don't know where Hexa is. She is somewhere in the apartment.
She's already hidden.
She is probably either in the window
spooked.
or asleep under my sheet on my work chair because I did laundry and I just kind of hung stuff up around my apartment. Because she was under the table earlier because they made like a tent. And she was like, I live here now. I just dropped my pen.
So, how should we start?
I guess we should start by, do you have any superstitions that you believe in?
I don't know whether I really believe in them, right? As much as that I just go and do them. Like the knock on wood thing, right? When you're like, go and you say something and you don't want it to happen.
Yeah.
Right? And you go, oh, well, I hope it doesn't snow tomorrow. Oh, knock on wood, right?
Yeah.
But I do it, but it's like, I'm not sure I have this, if it's just kind of like passed down to me through my parents and my family. So it's just like almost like a instinctive thing, that it's just like a habit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I was thinking that too when I was going through my research, and I think the one I consistently do is the knock on wood. And I know when I was younger, we used to do the step on the crack, break your mother's back, and there was like a little rhyme we used to sing, like step on a crack and you'll break your mother's back. I haven't done that one in a while.
I don't bother with that now. As a kid, though, like I remember being like maybe like 7, 8, maybe even 9, maybe even that old, and thinking that in my head that might be a thing, and having that kind of like focus on it.
I think I was terrified when I was younger that I would actually break my mom's back by stepping on a crack.
Yeah, I don't know if I was worried that like specifically it was going to break my mom's back, but like I had that kind of like anxiety that it was going to do something bad. Like something bad would happen. Right? So I did kind of have that little bit of fear that there was something to that it was real.
Definitely. Yeah. I think I had that, and I know even walking under a ladder, that was one as well. Growing up that I was kind of wary of, and I have this memory, and I don't know if it's a real or if it's a false memory, of like some of my friends purposely walking under ladders to be like, ooh, I'm gonna tempt fate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Unsure if it's real or a false memory, but for some reason I remember people doing that.
For some reason, like the ladder one has never really come up for me.
Really?
I've never really experienced it. Like, maybe I've just never been around a lot of ladders.
It's possible.
I don't know.
That's like the one I remember, the knocking on wood, the ladder. And I know like people be like, ooh, Friday the 13th.
Like the number 13, like being an unlucky number.
Yeah, and like black cats, walking in front of black cats and all that kind of stuff.
But I kind of liked black cats just because I've always kind of been the one that's like, I like it because it's alternative, you know, because other people don't like it.
Yeah.
I was that person. I still kind of am that person.
I mean, I'm that person.
I still am that person.
And like 2 of my friends have black cats and they are the sweetest things.
I really want a black cat.
One's name is Quincy and the other's name is Vulcan.
Ooh.
Yes.
Cute.
Yeah.
So I want to expand my cat army.
Yeah. Yes, you need to expand it for world domination.
Yes, I do.
I guess I wrote down some of the history of the superstitions.
Oh.
Because
hear it.
I am a weirdo and half of my major is history. So I'm going to start with the knocking on wood. So this one originates from either Indo-European, Celtic, or possibly British. And basically the knocking on wood is either you call upon protection from good spirits or you're doing it to chase away bad spirits.
Okay.
And this one originated from a 19th century British children's game called Tiggy Touchwood.
That doesn't sound sexual at all.
Not at all. And in this game, basically, if you touched a piece of wood, you could claim immunity from being tagged. I guess it was like a different game of tagged.
Rachel, now what do you suppose was the 19th century British version of a white panel van?
Oh, that's a good one.
Is there like a white panel horse and carriage that someone could have and be like, "Oh, come on, it's, you know, like Tiggy Touchwood time. Haha, come into my little carriage." And then shit happen. Because that's what it sounds like.
I think maybe it would be... what did they have in that? Because 19th century is 1800s. So maybe it was like...
horse and carriage.
It was probably a horse and carriage, or maybe it was one drawn with like a donkey. And it was like a hunched over old woman that was like, "Yes, I have candy. Come to my carriage."
She had a hunchback. I see it with a cloak.
Yeah, she had a giant wart on her face somewhere. Yeah.
Near her nose.
Yes.
A hook nose.
Yes, so basically she was a witch, which, you know, checks out.
Yeah.
So the next one, I've never done this. It's the throwing salt over your shoulder.
Yeah, that one I just never got.
No.
I was like, why do you gotta make a mess?
Really, though. Yeah. But this one I never did, and I don't think I knew anybody. The only thing I know with salt is you do like a salt circle, to protect yourself from like demons and evil spirits and stuff.
Yeah, because that's well, I don't know if that's Wiccan or pagan or technically both. But yeah, that's like a spiritual practice.
Yeah. So the throwing the salt over your shoulder, it originates European/Christian and ancient Roman. And basically it was seen as kind of warding off evil, but mainly the devil.
Of course, the devil's always in those.
Exactly. So ironically, I didn't know this. I learned some fun facts. So fun fact, in Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper painting that he did, Judas, we all know Judas, was nice voice crack, Rachel, portrayed as having accidentally spilled salt at the supper. So obviously,
in the painting?
Apparently?
Really?
Yeah.
Can we get higher?
Maybe.
Eli's freaking out?
He's like, Rip to headphone users, I'm sorry.
He just put his head back down. He's like, this is normal. Totally normal.
Yeah, apparently he spilled it. I have yet to actually look up that painting, and I don't remember seeing that when I seen the actual painting 11 years ago when I was in France.
Okay,
so
bye, Eli. Yeah, you're officially done with my shit. I know.
Bye, Eli. But yeah, so obviously Judas is associated with evil. So then salt became associated with evil. And by throwing it over your shoulder, you did so because apparently the salt would blind the devil from seeing where you're going.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I assume you're Googling the Last Supper picture.
Yes. How'd you know?
I heard the...
I'm at it, yes! Yes, Eli, you're gonna have to go farther. I have more shit to do here. I know. Melanie is gonna be weird tonight.
Melanie is talking in third person.
Yeah, because Melanie's talking to Eli, and Eli needs to know what's happening. Yeah, but which one is Judas?
I don't know which one he is in the picture. That's the issue.
You know what I'm looking at?
What are you looking at?
Hold on. I can send it to you.
Okay. I don't know which one is Judas in the painting. That's my issue. So I can't be like...
No, it's totally easy to figure it out. I'll show it to you.
Okay. Is it one that's like dramatically spilling salt?
It's absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely dramatically spilling salt. You'll totally get it right away.
Amazing.
I'm totally sending to you right now.
Okay, there we go.
It's very clear front and center. For our listeners, Rachel, would you like to explain what I sent you?
So what Melanie sent me is somebody took the Last Supper and they put the Salt Bay guy over Jesus.
Yeah, so that is what happens when you try to look up Leonardo da Vinci Last Supper salt. This is what you find. You find Salt Bay guy right in the middle, spilling salt, just photoshopped into it. I don't know who decided that he needed to be there, but I respect your decision.
I also respect your decision, and
it's just beautiful.
We're both going to hell.
It's beautiful. That is going up for sure as one of our images.
Yep, it is.
For this episode.
Yep, it is.
Oh, yeah, I'll get you a better picture than that, but yeah.
Yeah, that's going up.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I was not prepared for that. I was like, oh my god, maybe it'll just like give me like a focused picture of that, and then no, just him, the top half of him, there's not even the full picture of him. It's not even photoshopped like I'd say not photoshopped well, but
it's not photoshopped well.
I mean, they did cut around him pretty well, like they did have good skill of it, but it's not like he's put in there like to hide him at all. He's just bluntly covering everything.
He's just there.
If someone just said, fuck this.
They did.
And I love it.
It's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah. That's what happens, you know?
Yeah.
When you say Last Supper, Judas is spilling the salt, but what he was really doing was spilling the tea.
Oh, wow.
Dated reference.
It is only dated if we say it's dated.
Which I did.
Which you did, so it's dated. Anyways, moving on. Walking under a ladder.
Yes.
This one originates European Christian and possibly Egyptians as well, which I thought was interesting.
What? Egyptians not allowed to climb shit?
Listen, you'll find out. So for like the European Christian side, it has roots in whole Christian symbolism, because as we are aware, the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, three led to the number three being associated with something sacred. As we all know from basic geometry, triangles have three sides. Ladders form triangles when you have them
leaned up against shit.
Yep, that's the word. Or I was going to say open if it's one of those opening ladders.
Oh, yeah, when it has like a stand built in.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. So basically, that forms a triangle. And they thought that walking under the ladder would destroy the sanctity of the Trinity because you're breaking it.
Oh. And I saw something talking about how walking under the ladder, actually, that superstition goes back to medieval times, where I was reading it, and that it was a superstition because it symbolized the gallows where people were being hanged.
I did see that too. Yep.
Yeah. So I think it comes from a bunch of different things, and people just can't make up their minds.
Yeah. So the Egyptians thought that you might see a god going up and down the ladder, so you must avoid the ladder at all cost.
So how do you climb it?
And the person who wrote this website thought they were hilarious because they wrote, must have been made building tall pyramids difficult if you couldn't climb up a ladder.
Yeah. Did I write that? Because that's what I thought.
No.
How you gonna climb a ladder if you can't walk up and down it? Because a god might be using it. Seems like you built the ladder and then you're like, no, it's for other people. I can't use that.
Yeah, it's like when you have a VIP section and you're like, no, you can't come in here. You're not VIP.
But it's like you have a VIP section, but the VIP never shows up.
Exactly.
But you're like, oh, I got to keep it open just in case. But like you're like not using that forever.
Yes. So obviously broken mirrors. Have you ever broken a mirror?
No. You'd think I would, because I am that clumsy and careless on things. Almost. Especially because I have moved a lot with university and stuff. But no, somehow I have not.
So this one is like a bunch of different people. So like the Greeks, the Romans, the Europeans, etc., 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 etc. One of the first things it says, I'll wait till you're done rustling your giblets.
I don't know why it rustles my giblets whenever I pick up my phone. Okay? I just pick up the phone. It's not even where the microphone is. Okay? I don't know what it is, Podbean. You're real sensitive.
It is very sensitive. It's like me. Very sensitive.
I'm sending you to therapy, Podbean.
So the first thing it says is that we find reflections of ourselves uncanny and unnerving. And I was like, wow. Yeah.
Excuse you? Excuse you?
Yeah.
No, you can't just come for us like that.
They did?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, they can't just like body shame us.
Apparently they did. This website body shamed us.
Oh, I mean, like everybody in general. Ugh. No.
So just no. They thought a crack in there could somehow break the mirror's charm or trap one's soul. And I have heard the trapping souls in mirrors before, but not related to breaking it.
Yeah. And I've heard like mirrors being like portals or like windows to things or something like that, like gateway type of things.
So you know how people like, oh yeah, you break a mirror, you get 7 years of bad luck. Where did the 7 years of bad luck come from? Well, we can thank the Romans for that.
Of course.
Yeah. So in their eyes, if you were in poor health, that would cause the mirror to break because only sick people can make mirrors break, apparently.
Why? Because the mirror was sick of looking at you?
I guess so.
I'm sick of looking at a lot of people. I don't just break.
Yeah, it's just like
Just crack.
I've cracked. So
maybe mentally, yes.
Yeah, mentally, definitely. So for the Romans, the number 7 was seen as the number of years required to complete a full life cycle of sickness and renewal. So it took you 7 years to get better from your illness.
What kind of illness?
Just in general.
Oh my God, like 7 years?
Yeah, that's what they believed in, which is where the 7 years of bad luck came from.
I need more information.
I know.
From the Romans.
Apparently, but you could prevent this from happening if you buried the pieces of the mirror by moonlight.
Oh, of course, the moon has something to do with it.
Of course.
Yeah.
I do need more information.
Steve Rogers on the moon?
Listen,
is that why?
We don't talk about Steve Rogers being on the moon.
Why? He should stay there for that long because he fucked over Bucky.
But I guess that would make sense because full moon ass, he is America's ass.
Yeah. Sent him there without a spacesuit.
They should send him there. They should have sent him back
for 7 years to get over his mental illness, which is the only reason why he should have fucked over Bucky like that.
Yeah, 7 years to get over his no, not Stockholm syndrome. His obsession. His OCD.
Delusion.
Yes, his delusion. There we go. His delusion. But yeah, apparently 7 years is how long it takes to get over an illness.
Mm-hmm.
Still waiting.
He wasn't out of the ice more than 7 years.
No, still waiting because my knee's been messed up for over a decade now. Almost a half a decade, 15 years. So still waiting for those 7 years to go by for my knee,
Yeah, I think I was born fucked up.
Yeah, me too. My newest joint that is now causing me issues is my wrist. And I went and seen my physiotherapist last week. And I just got her to look at it. I was like, I think I sprained it from like pole fitness because it's me. And are you surprised? And she was like, no, not really. But she was looking at it and she was doing like all the tests to see. And then she goes, I don't like how much your wrist moves. I was like, it moves an abnormal amount. And she goes, your wrist is like super flexy, like it's hyper flexible. And she's like, I can hear like the cracks and the cricks from like the little bones moving around. So now I have to wear a wrist brace and tape my wrist whenever I do any like activity because apparently my wrist is too flexy and that's a bad thing.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You're too flexy.
Too flexy.
Oh no.
I got small knees, messed up hip, and a flexy wrist.
You know what I'm thinking?
What?
Well, flexi rhymes with sexy. And the song, I'm Too Sexy? So now that's your new pole song. You should do it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm too flexy for my brace.
I actually started a pole song playlist on Spotify of songs that I want to dance to, so I'll have to add flexy sexy wrist.
I'm too sexy
for my wrist.
Flexy for my wrist.
Too flexy for my wrist. Yes, too flexy for my wrist. So flexy it hurts, which it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurts.
It's just truth.
Yeah. It's just a sad truth. So we talked about like the step on your crack, break your mother's back.
Step on your crack. Rachel, I'm in the part of this migraine because where everything is funny.
Step on a crack, break your mother's back, not step on my crack.
Yeah. So for the listeners, I have chronic migraines, and this part of this migraine is the fun part where I feel drunk. So I'm just having a good time. It's not painful. It's just goofy.
She's having a real good time.
Yeah, I'm not on anything. I'm just having a really funny time. Everything is funny. It's just like being drunk, but on a migraine.
Yeah, pretty much. Not only will it break your mother's back, apparently, if you step on the cracks, it might release evil spirits into the world. Because apparently, cracks are now portals.
Some of these just don't make sense.
No, some of them don't. Like this one, when I was reading it, I was like, a crack is a portal to the supernatural. Okay.
Yeah. And you'd think if you stepped on it, you're actually covering it. So wouldn't you be keeping it in? Right?
Yeah, that's what I didn't understand. Because if you step on a crack, you're blocking it. So wouldn't that block the spirit from coming up?
Exactly.
Sus.
The logic of these things doesn't actually work sometimes.
Some of them don't work, some of them do work.
We shall see.
We shall see. So, as already stated, this episode's coming out on Friday the 13th. Wah, 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 wah. And what there's superstition behind Friday the 13th.
I'm trying so hard. I will take a breathalyzer. I swear I'm not drunk.
So people have seen the number 12 as positive, 12 months, 12 zodiacs, 12 days of Christmas, the 12 tribes of Israel, whatever the frick that is. 13 was seen as unlucky because, once again, back to Judas, he was the 13th member of the dinner party, in which Christ went bye-bye after. Also, in October of 1307, Friday the 13th was the day King Philip IV of France arrested and put to death hundreds of Templar knights.
Oh, yeah, and the Knights of the Templar were very religious, weren't they?
Yeah, the Knights of the Templar, for those of you who don't know, they were the ones who did a lot of the Crusades in the Middle East.
Yes.
And they're also the lore surrounding the Assassin's Creed games. The Templars are considered the bad guys, depending on who you talk to. In the game, the Assassins are seen as the bad guys, but they see the Templars as the bad guys. Anyways, I'm going to stop being a nerd for a minute.
I've never played any of the Assassin's Creed.
I have. I've played the Black Flag one because my dude got it for me to play on his Xbox when we were together. So there's some lore surrounding black cats as well.
And I bet that lore is get as many as you can and keep them in your house.
Really, though. But also, sad / fun fact, black cats are the least adopted because of the superstition. And that's not fair to the black cats. They didn't do anything.
And also, more recently, they're also least likely to be adopted because they don't photograph well.
Well, what do you expect? It's a void.
Yeah, they don't photograph well for like Instagram and stuff.
They look like Toothless. What do you expect?
But like dark-faced animals don't show up well on camera. So a lot of animals like that, whether they're like black cats or like dark-faced dogs and stuff like this, don't end up getting adopted out of shelters because of how they look, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
So adopt animals, no matter if they have a dark face, people.
They all deserve love.
Yeah, not just Instagram.
Yeah. So for the black cats, in 1232 AD, Pope Gregory, I think it's the 9th, it's the 1 and the X. Is the X 10 in Roman numerals?
X is 10.
Okay, so Pope Gregory the 9th, because the 1 is before the X, so I think that means it's 9. declared that black cats were an incarnation of Satan.
Ooh, interesting.
Very interesting. And throughout history, so in the Middle Ages and even when the Puritans came to America, they would burn them in bonfires on holy days.
No.
So Shrove Tuesday, the first Sunday of Lent, and Easter is when they would gather all the black cats and burn them.
Rachel.
I know.
I have never been more horrified to be raised.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I was already ashamed.
Now you need bigger shame. I'm gonna get
I
the
already
nun from
turned
Game
my back on it, but
I'm
now
gonna
I must do another full 360.
No, yes, you do. So you can turn your back on it again.
Yes. Out of the principle.
Yes. And
Holy shit.
I'm gonna get the nun from Game of Thrones to follow you and say shame.
Shame.
While she rings her bell. Yes, they burned the cats, which is not cool.
Ugh. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
So much for our nice light episode, Rachel.
I mean, listen, the next thing that I'm gonna read will give you a laugh.
Okay.
So there's a superstition about chewing gum at night in Turkey.
Okay.
And the first sentence on this website, and this one I had to write down because I was like, what the actual fuck is wrong with this person? It said, have you ever had an irrational fear of accidentally consuming dead flesh?
No, but go on.
And they thought that chewing gum after dark would magically turn into the flesh of the dead.
What? Wow. Oh my. Let me go get some double bubble.
Let me go get some Hubba Bubba.
Yeah. Need to go chew some gum and see what the hell happens. Dear God. Dear God, or Judy Bloom, whoever's listening, what the hell is going on in the world?
My one question, I have many questions, but who thought of this?
Well, I think it's the same person that named the fucking place Turkey.
Probably.
They were like, you know what this place looks like? Bland white meat. And you know what I'm afraid of? Chewing gum after dark, because I'm afraid it tastes like chewing the flesh of the peers. They named the place after food.
Mm-hmm.
Most places are named after people. Do you see what they did?
Yeah.
Maybe they eat people. Do you see my logic there?
Oh, maybe they did.
Right? You see what happened. Because most people name places after people. Think Stalingrad, right? Leningrad. And then you've got Victoria City, right? Like that kind of stuff, right? You've got all these places named after people.
Mm-hmm.
And then some dude goes, you know what we're naming this? Turkey. After a fucking bird. And then he's like, don't chew gum after dark. It turns into the flesh of my peers.
I don't understand. This is one thing I never got, because before it was Turkey, it was the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, before it was Turkey, it was a stool.
But how did they get from Ottoman Empire to Turkey? Like, what was the train of thought there?
First they put their feet up, then they feast. Maybe.
I don't know. That always confused me. I'm like, how did we get from that to Turkey? That makes no sense to me. But
I don't know.
There's probably some meaning, lore behind it, but I don't want to look it up.
Maybe they opened up the stool and they were like, oh, look, it's stuffed with turkey feathers. That's why it's so soft. Who
knew? But also, I guess my other question with this is, Why would you have a fear of accidentally consuming dead flesh? Have you done this by mistake before? Did somebody
I
feed
don't think
you?
that was a mistake for him.
Okay, so somebody didn't feed you like a slice of your Aunt Joanne, and you were like, "Oh, what is this? Oh, it's chicken. Oh, num num num." And then they're like, "Psych, it's Aunt Joanne."
Yeah, like in this guy's family, like this was what they did, right? And they were like, "Yeah, we're eating Aunt Joanne for supper," and he's like, "Oh my god, this is the worst family ever." And now he's like, "If I chew gum after dark, it turns into dead people."
It turned into Aunt Joanne.
I miss her. She was the cool aunt. She gave me gum. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Speaking of fucked up childhoods, I have one.
Okay.
Not just a fucked up childhood, I did. But
Yeah.
I have a superstition for you.
Okay.
And it comes from Turkey as well, so it's really good. I have a great segue.
Oh, you
Oh my
do.
god, great job, Melanie. I'm talking in third person tonight.
Again.
So, you can't jump over children in Turkey. You shouldn't do it. Because you curse them forever to be short.
Oh.
Yeah. You jump over a child, and then they have to be short forever. That's how it works.
Oh.
Superstition from Turkey. So while you're not chewing gum after dark, also don't have any fun by jumping over like small children, because then they won't grow. Because everybody knows children need to have direct contact with sunlight.
Yes.
To grow, and if they have any interruption in that sunlight by like people jumping over them and blocking that sunlight, they just stop.
So
that's my theory.
Plants.
That's my theory. That's the only way I could think that this I think the same person who thinks this also thinks about the chewing gum.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're like, children are plants, right? They need sun to grow. Jump over child, block sun, child stop grow.
Sure. That makes sense. Interesting. Man, Turkey, you got some weird stuff going on.
Also, why did they come up with like chewing gum? People chew gum, right? Mm-hmm. So like chewing gum after dark is a thing that could happen. But jumping over children? Who was jumping over children that they then had a superstition about it? Because think about it, like all the other ones are like knocking on wood, throwing salt, walking under ladders. These are things that can happen. Mm-hmm. But who's jumping over children? Who's like laying children down and jumping over them?
Okay, so are the children horizontal or are they walking and you're jumping when they're vertical?
I don't think it matters.
Like, are you high jumping children?
I think it doesn't matter.
Okay. Like, are you lining the kids up and you're doing like your high jumps?
I think any jump over a child counts.
Okay.
As long as you clear fully over the child.
So then do they not play oh my god, what's the name of that game? Leapfrog.
You were thinking hopscotch, right?
I was gonna say hopscotch. I'm like, no, that's not the game. It's the one where
I totally mind melded with you just then.
You did. Yeah, so they don't play leapfrog in Turkey?
Maybe not, because maybe that's where it came from. You're right. That is a situation where people jump over children. I was thinking like adults jumping over children.
But what if but it doesn't specify who's jumping over the children?
No, they weren't. But I was thinking like an adult jumping over a child. I was like, what fucked up adult? Like, think of like a 30-year-old man jumping over like a 5-year-old. And you're just like, what the fuck are you doing? Just like, if you're walking down the street and there's like a child and then like a 30-year-old man just like in a business suit just jumps over him and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? That's what I was picturing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't specify. So like, if kids jump over kids, if you're playing leapfrog, does that mean all those kids are not going to grow?
Apparently they've cursed themselves.
Oh.
They did it to themselves.
Oh.
I don't know.
Wow, okay.
It didn't really get into detail. I didn't call up the guy in Turkey to be like, hey, you done chewing on Joanne? Can you tell me some details?
Interesting.
I love how you went to like a logical explanation of like leapfrog, and I'm like thinking about like a 30-year-old man jumping over a 5-year-old.
Jumping over a 5-year-old.
And I'm like, that's the only way someone can jump over a child.
You're like, that is the only logical explanation, is a 30-year-old businessman jumping over a child.
I just picture him with the briefcase and everything. And I just like really skinny guy too, like really like long-legged, like like praying mantis style,
like Slender Man, just like whoo.
Yes. So it's like really fucking awkward.
Oh man. There's a weird. So speaking of Turkey, we're gonna take a slight turn up and go to Russia, because Russia got some weird ones. So in Russia, if you give someone yellow flowers, that's an issue because yellow is thought to represent infidelity, separation, or death.
Oh. So is it like you're cursing them?
Yeah, you're cursing them with that happening.
So you're like giving it to them. That's such a passive aggressive curse.
It is. It's like if you want somebody to break up, you give them yellow flowers.
It's like, congratulations on your breakup.
Here you go. Congratulations on your breakup. But we're not broken up. Not yet. Wink.
You will be.
Hang on. Dude gave me yellow flowers.
Congratulations on your infidelity.
Oh my god!
And we always say you're a Russian spy.
It all makes sense now.
The pieces are coming together.
Oh my god. Oh man. Oh my god. Okay.
You should give him some yellow flowers.
I should.
See what you can do.
Go to like his college graduation and hand him a bouquet of yellow flowers and just walk away.
And just be like, congratulations on whatever this does for you. Hair flip. I love it. It's so fucking passive aggressive.
It really is.
It just captures the like, you're giving someone like a present and being like, oh my god, I appreciate you so much. Fuck off.
Okay.
I hope you die.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
I didn't give you any yellow flowers, I swear. Don't die, I love you.
Oh man. Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Also in Russia, if a bird poops on you or something that you belong to, it's supposed to bring you wealth.
Wait, hold on. Something you belong to?
Something that belongs to you is what I meant to say.
Okay, because I belong to nothing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so like if a bird poops on your bag or like your shoe or something, apparently that's supposed to bring you wealth. I had a bird poop on my Birkenstock last summer. Still waiting on that wealth.
Well, it pooped on your Birkenstock, so your Birkenstock's gonna be rich and you're fucked.
Well, that's not fair. I own the Birkenstock.
Yeah, well, like, sign it up for, like, a 401k.
We don't have 401ks in Canada.
I don't do accounting shit. I'm
They're
a
called
lawyer.
RRSPs or RPPs or DPSPs.
I don't know money.
I
I
do
just
because
know how to separate
pale.
people from their money.
You should give your hang on, the prosecutor yellow flowers.
Oh my. I should give.
Sorry.
There's a lot of people I'd like to give yellow flowers to.
Yeah, definitely.
My old boss, when I went and made my own law firm and stuff, gave me flowers. They weren't yellow though, so they didn't work.
Oh.
Yeah, so it sucks to be her.
Did you give her yellow flowers in return?
No, fuck that. I didn't give her anything. So,
uh,
speaking of Russian, I've got another one
okay.
from Russia.
Okay.
You might have it too.
I probably don't.
The don't sit at the corner of the table. Did you find that one?
I seen it, but I didn't write it down.
Yeah, apparently sitting at the corner of a table it's Russian and Hungarian, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
The superstition is. So sitting at the corner of a table could apparently cause you to be barren in the marriage department, is what it phrased it as on this website. So basically, you could end up alone forever by sitting at the corner of a table.
Well, that
like when you're like
explains a
having
lot.
dinner and stuff. Yeah.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep sitting at the corner of the table. I'm trying to build my assets and no one's gonna take them.
You're trying to build your kingdom like Cersei.
Yeah.
That's. But why would a corner?
I don't know. You'd think sitting at the corner leaves room for other people? And that seems inviting.
Yeah.
But sitting in the middle would be better? I think sitting in the middle is like, don't fucking sit here. Look how much room I'm taking up. There's no room for you. But apparently no.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'm
So,
thinking it's more like sitting directly at the corner.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. So are you sitting like near the corner or are you sitting with the pointy part pointing into your stomach?
I'm thinking it's it didn't get specific, but I'm thinking it's with the pointy part at your stomach.
Okay, because that's what I was thinking. Like at the corner, I was figuring you were sitting with like the pointy part pushing into you.
Mm-hmm. Which to me just that just like, if that is the way the superstition is, that just seems like if you saw someone, let's just say we picture a guy at a table with the corner part sticking out his stomach. He's the only person at this one person like square table at a restaurant. You see someone sitting like that, you're gonna avoid him. You're gonna be like, that guy's fucked.
Yeah.
You're not gonna go talk to that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's like setting himself up to be alone. You know, like he's not inviting interaction.
Maybe that's why though.
Intervention. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, because you say like something's not right there. Like that's not how you sit at a table, sir.
No, sir, that is not how you.
Yeah. Like pretty sure the waitress didn't put that chair there.
Interesting.
Yeah. What else you got?
I've got one from the Philippines. So in the Philippines, you shouldn't go home right after a funeral because a bad spirit might tag along with you and go inside your house.
Okay.
So you should either go to like a restaurant or somewhere else, so that way if there is a spirit, it can go there and fuck their shit up.
Yeah, so you should bring it somewhere else.
Exactly. Bring it somewhere else. Don't bring it to your house. Bring it somewhere else.
Unleash all hell on someone else.
Exactly.
Super passive aggressive. Love it. On my top 10 favorite must do's. Must pass that spirit along. Yeah, don't keep that
Yes.
for yourself.
The spirit can't pass go.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Yeah, pretty much. Just go directly to jail.
Give out a free spirit at every funeral and
Right?
pass them over to everybody else. Don't keep that spirit for yourself. Pass it on.
No, you gotta, it's like the sisterhood of the traveling spirit.
Yeah. You really got to pass on. You really got to share the love, share
Mm-hmm.
the wealth,
share the hauntings,
share the wraith. That's the tagline.
Share the wraith.
Ba, 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 ba.
I'm wraithing it.
Let that wraith loose in a McDonald's somewhere.
Legit. Let him go ham in a McDonald's.
That is why the ice cream machine is always broken.
We've
Oh my god.
cracked the case.
Solved.
Of the ice cream machine.
Mm-hmm.
I knew
it. Oh my god. Speaking of, you shouldn't say the same thing at the same time with someone.
Why?
And we just did.
Why?
I will tell you as soon as I scroll to it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't say the same word at the same time as your friend. According to The Local, which is like a newspaper thingy in Italy, if you say the same word as someone in unison, you'll never get married.
Well, shit.
And to undo this bad juju, you must immediately touch your nose.
Touch my nose.
I did too.
We're good.
So that's kind of like the one. Oh, that's kind of like one. I remember now. You know when you like said the same word at the same time as someone, and then you go like jinx or like you owe me a Coke kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of another one. It's not really like a superstition as much because there was no like. I think like a superstition has like a little bit of a fear to it.
Mm-hmm.
To me, like there's got to be like a little bit of a fear or an anxiety, like something is going to happen.
So, kind of on the psychology of superstitions, if you will. Some people argue that they're kind of like it's operant conditioning where we've done something and it's been reinforced by something.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, say, for example, you wear a green shirt on a Tuesday and you win the lotto that day.
Mm-hmm.
You might be like, oh, that's a coincidence that this happened. But say like a few months later, green shirt on a Tuesday, you get a promotion at work.
Yeah.
You might be like, huh, okay, interesting. A few months later, green shirt Tuesday, you want to cruise to the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
You might be like, okay, so if I wear this green shirt on Tuesday, something good is going to happen to me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like how people think that superstitions might kind of be like some form of conditioning.
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought of it like that. There is superstitions that are kind of like the good kind, right? I kind of lean more toward the idea, like the ones that pop in my head the most are the ones that have that little bit of like fear that something bad is going to happen, superstition wise, right? I kind of have that negative connotation to it, but there are those ones like a lucky shirt or like a lucky like anything,
like
right?
a lucky rabbit's foot, people who carry around a rabbit's foot. Yeah.
So like things that like something good will happen because of it. And that like conditioning of it. And I have a story actually.
Okay.
Of that kind of thing happening to me. I used to work as a lifeguard, And when I was working at the pool, we would always not have, we'd have this like superstition basically where, and this rule where none of the lifeguards were allowed to ask about how many people had shown up for like the public swim. Because whenever we had this like thought that if we asked about it, if we talked about it, people would show up.
Mm-hmm.
And like a whole lot of people would show up. So everybody had to keep their goddamn mouths shut because nobody wanted to have a ton of people show up. And it kind of it was like passed down from like the more senior lifeguards to the more junior ones, like over years.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like we had tickets to show how many people had gotten in. So every time someone had paid, you'd pull off a ticket so you could see how many people had shown up.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could go and look, but you couldn't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so anytime someone had said anything, if they would go, oh, looks like there's not many people here, you'd hear all the lifeguards go, oh no, and like groan, and everybody would start knocking on wood everywhere, right? Yeah, like we were gonna fix it. But I think what happened was one time that had happened, like a school bus full of people had showed up, or like a big crowd of people had showed up, and then that had been passed down like as gospel to everybody. Mm-hmm. But one time when I was there, and it did happen that someone had asked, and then there was a school bus full of people that did show up. Like we only had 4 or 5 tickets pulled off, so there was only going to be like one family at that swim, and there was like 5 lifeguards on. And we were like, oh my god, there's like one person per lifeguard, this is amazing. And it was ready for the swim to start, like 1 minute to the hour, and someone opened their mouth, like the newest lifeguard, the like very junior lifeguard, and everybody groaned, and not 5 minutes later a school bus full of people showed up, like from like a school like 20 minutes away, coming to swim with all like their like grade 3 to 6.
Oh god.
Yeah. And it was the worst swim we had. I had to dive in and like rescue someone at the time.
Oh,
it was fucked. And it just like enforced that, right? And did someone saying anything actually cause that? No, because those people had been on their way. They were from 30 minutes away. That person saying something 1 minute too didn't change that. They were already driving. Plus, they'd actually scheduled to be at that swim 2 weeks before and told the manager, and the manager just forgot to tell us that they were coming, right? So it didn't actually have anything, but it reinforced that belief that if you opened your goddamn mouth, you were gonna have a whole bunch of people show up. So it's just proof right there.
Yeah.
On that superstition and the operant conditioning, because it just made it even more believable to everybody. Because then that story got told to everybody about that bus showing up when someone opened their mouth.
Kind of on the same wavelength, I know people who work in healthcare, they avoid saying quiet when they're on a shift.
Oh yeah?
You haven't heard about that?
Oh, well, I guess they went by quiet, you mean like it's like a slow.
Yeah, though, like, you know, they avoid saying like, oh, it's really quiet tonight, because the minute they say that, like all hell breaks loose. So I don't know if it's specifically for like day shift versus night shift, or if it's just in general, but I know that they avoid saying like, oh yeah, the shift's really quiet, because then the next thing you know, a plane is gonna crash and everybody's gonna be cold blue. That's probably the wrong code. I'm not a healthcare professional.
Yeah.
But, you know, just something like that. I think for us at Subway, trying to think if we had any superstitions or just things that yeah, it was kind of the same thing in fast food, actually. Because I remember one time somebody was like, oh yeah, this night's pretty quiet, and there was only 2 of us. What pulls up into the parking lot? A bus.
Oh.
And I looked at the person. I was like, "What did you do?
Mm-hmm.
How dare you inflict this bus upon us?"
Yeah.
And it got to the point that every time we seen a bus pull up, we'd be like, "Oh no, are they all coming here?" Or would they go to the McDonald's that's like right across from us?
Yeah.
And we'd be watching them get off the bus and be like, "Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, don't anybody say anything. Don't anybody move. Don't blink. Don't breathe. Don't pee." That's what these people are doing when they get off this bus.
Yeah.
Most of them ended up going to McDonald's because, like, kids don't really like to eat sandwiches that much.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do, they get like the most basic bitch of sandwiches. Even people our age get basic bitch of sandwiches, and I used to judge those people hard.
Hey, I'm a basic bitch of a sandwich. And kind of like as a person too, so like be nice to me.
Yeah, but what's okay? What is your sandwich order? I will let you know if you're a basic bitch or not.
I prefer like chicken teriyaki every time I go in.
Okay, but what do you get on it?
Like not much. I like shredded cheese. I love the sweet onion sauce, and I love black olives on it and spinach. And usually that's it. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the raw vegetables. I have a texture-y thing, ADHD.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay.
Are you judging me?
No, because you have at least like some vegetable on there. Basic bitch ones are literally meat, cheese, and sauce. Sometimes no sauce.
I don't know how you can do no sauce though. It's like, why are you not doing any flavor? Why don't you just eat cardboard?
Yeah, really though.
My cat Peanut eats cardboard.
Yeah,
She's
I don't know.
inbred.
Cause I never understood that. I'm like, why are you eating a dry ass sandwich?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of eating, I have a superstition that originates in our home and native land, Canada.
Ooh.
So this one says that if somebody who is pregnant has a craving for fish,
Mm-hmm.
but doesn't end up eating the fish, it means that you're going to have a baby with a fish head.
I also read this and I was like, what the fuck? I have never heard this. Have you heard this, Rachel?
No, I was like, what?
I have been Canadian my whole life. Have you been Canadian your whole life?
Yes, I have also been Canadian my whole life.
I have not heard this.
Me neither.
Where are they hiding this superstition?
And what type of fish? Is it just fish in general? So, like, if you have a craving for cod and you don't eat it, is your baby going to come out with a cod head?
Yeah. Are you have a craving for a hammerhead shark? Are you gonna have a hammerhead shark baby head?
You're going to have a haddock baby head or like
Are you gonna have a baby shark head?
Baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark.
Yeah, and if your shark head baby comes out looking like that, then you immediately teach that baby as soon as you can speak to do that song.
Mm-hmm.
You put it on YouTube. You make millions of dollars. You go on all the talk shows. You're set for life. Okay.
So what you're saying is you basically support exploiting children on family channels and YouTube. You heard it here first, people.
Oh,
Melanie, support the family channels who exploit their children.
I exploit half fish children being exploited.
Oh, so you discriminate against full children? I see how it is.
Yes, I do, okay? Full children should not be exploited. Half fish, half amphibian, or whatever the fuck that is, children? Exploit that. I say make that money as the baby, and then as soon as they're like 3, stop it. Mm-hmm. Retire that child. That child has done enough work for you. Make your own money.
Yes, I was thinking about this. Like, if you crave a certain type of fish, is that the head that the baby comes out with?
Have you ever seen a monkfish?
Yes, I was about to say, have you ever seen like a anglerfish?
Is that the one with like the little lantern-y thing?
Yeah.
Well, that's just like useful.
Well, have you ever seen any of the fish that are from like the deep depths of the ocean? I don't know any of their names, but like the really ugly ones.
Yes, Rachel, but that's very vague.
I know, but you know how they find.
Remember that time I talked about the one-tooth baby, white baby cartoon?
Yes.
We're on the same level right now of vagueness.
We are, but like, you know, the lanternfish, the cookie cutter shark, the bristlemouth, the anglerfish, the viperfish, humpback anglerfish. Imagine if that's what you had a craving for, and your fish comes and your baby comes out. I'm gonna send you a picture.
I should first say that I have a seafood allergy. So, this is why I discriminate against half fish people. The Little Mermaid? Mm-mm. Sorry, I love The Little Mermaid. I wanted to be The Little Mermaid, but like, if she was like up in my face, I'd be like, can you get your lower half out of my face? That is quite the interesting face to have on a baby.
Imagine if your baby comes out looking like that.
So I'm looking at the humpback anglerfish, right? That is what that's called?
Yeah.
I think that is actually quite the improvement on many babies. I think you've got, look at the teeth, look at the hair. I think most babies look alike, especially white babies. Like, you can't even tell most white babies apart. That's all the problem with most white people. Right? A lot of white babies look the same. And you get a baby, like a little baby like this, with this on the head, you would have no problem telling this baby apart. That would be one unique ass baby.
And nobody would ever mistake their baby for your baby.
And I feel like we call this baby like Croc. I feel like that's his name.
Kronk?
Croc. It's like guttural. You gotta get right in the back of your throat. Croc. Yeah. You like almost have to like dry heave.
Okay.
To say it. Yeah. It's because he's part fish and he has to say it with his throat. So we have to, incorporate that into our speech. So don't be prejudiced, Rachel. I'm trying to get over my allergy. So you can deal with that too. I know you're real prejudiced against a whole bunch of different people, like people with peg legs and stuff like that, as we've found out on many of these podcast episodes. But this fish-headed baby, I'm going to work through my allergy at you. And then you can work through this. Yeah. Okay. I think, look, the beady little eyes, that tiny little nose. I think I'm growing to like it. Right? I feel like it's a dark-colored Voldemort with teeth. Right? I feel like this is just like, is he Voldemort's child? I think very close.
Is that an improvement on Voldemort if he's dark-colored?
I feel like Voldemort would have had this guy as like his, like grown up. Like he wouldn't employ a baby. But like adult Crook would be like adult Crook would be like Voldemort's like enforcer.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Right?
He's like bodyguard.
It'd be like Nagini on one side, Crook on the other side.
Yes, yeah. If somebody draws, listeners, please draw me a picture of Crook.
Yeah, Crook.
You mentioned you had a Canadian one as well.
Yeah, that one. The one you said.
Oh, it was the fish one as well?
Yeah.
You said Lexi told you one?
I did, but I have one about pregnant women as well that I wanted to tell you first.
Okay.
So it's a pregnant women one, but from Korea.
Okay.
So it's about eating things as well.
Oh.
So pregnant women should not eat asymmetrical foods in Korea, like according to Korean superstitions.
Okay.
So if they eat asymmetrical foods or unshapely foods while they're pregnant, it means they'll have an ugly baby.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you ever see any ugly babies, it's because the mother was eating weird ass food.
I mean, I've seen a lot of ugly babies in my day.
Yeah. A lot of ugly babies. It's because the food was all like misshapen.
Interesting.
Apparently.
Interesting.
You gotta eat perfectly symmetrical food.
So that means you gotta cut everything perfectly. It needs to be like 2 inches by 2 inches.
I don't know, right?
Mm.
Anything, any like disproportion could possibly fuck up your baby. You gotta be very careful.
Interesting.
Yeah. And don't be like missing eating that fish, because you don't want to also worry about having that fish head baby if you're not into that. If you don't want to crook. Yeah.
Crook.
You don't want to get crunk with crook. Okay. So I've also heard the black spots on potatoes, and I've heard this is like Newfoundland one that I've heard around here where I live. So like the little black spots you sometimes see on potatoes, like especially like the yellow potatoes. If you don't remove them when you're cooking them, like before you like eat them, then they'd cause like kidney stones or other types of stones in the body, like gallstones and stuff like that, to form.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a superstition. Like an old wives' tale around here.
I never heard that before.
Yeah, that is one that my friend Lexi told me.
Interesting.
Yeah, that came from like her basically her ex's mother.
Okay.
Right? And her own grandmother has another one about potatoes.
Oh God.
Which I thought was very strange. So one time, and you can just picture it, so my friend Lexi's grandmother is just making like a cooked dinner for like a Sunday dinner.
As you do.
Yeah, so she's making a full cooked dinner, and of course it's Newfoundland, so we boil the shit out of all our food until it has no taste.
Exactly.
Bland as fuck. So she's boiling everything on the stove, and Lexi's there with her grandmother, as I've been told this story, and I'm trying to picture it for the retelling. And Lexi's grandmother starts to panic because there's no lid on the potatoes that are boiling in a pot by themselves. And she's like, oh no, I didn't put the lid on the potatoes. Oh my God, I didn't put the lid on the potatoes. Get the lid on the potatoes, Lexi, right? And Lexi's like, grandmother, like, whatever, Nan, what are you freaking out about? Like, I'll get I'll put it on, it's fine. Like, they didn't boil over. Like, there's no mess. It's fine. And she asked her grandmother why she's so freaked out. And apparently, her grandmother has a superstition from where she came from. I think it's like St. Brendan's. It's just a community in Newfoundland. Small community. And if you don't put the lid on the potatoes while they're boiling, a stranger will come to your house.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if it's an intruder or like some stranger's gonna like show up at your house like unannounced, and maybe that's like even worse to Lexi's grandmother, who's very prim and proper kind of woman. Which might be worse to her than an intruder breaking in.
Oh.
Yeah, unannounced visitors that she's just, not prepared for and can't serve tea.
Oh, yes. Okay. You know what? Yeah, that makes more sense, because if they show up unannounced, she doesn't have the kettle on, she doesn't have her Tetley, she doesn't have her condensed milk. Like, it's just, it's not a good time.
Yeah, she doesn't have anything like jams or cookies or something to serve them.
Yep.
Right? Like, she's very, how do I put it? She's very, very intense kind of woman. Very controlled, very like tight, has her hair up in a tight bun, very stern kind of woman. Like, I would not want to get on her bad side. Like, I'm like, yes, whatever. I'm so sorry,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like, I'll do it right away. Oh my God, I spilled on the carpet. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying not to say her name.
I know. If you did say it, I would just duck sound it out.
Yeah. Right away, miss. Right away, I'll do it right away.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
But I thought that was pretty funny. Like, if you don't put a lid on your potatoes while you're boiling them, a stranger will show up at your house unannounced.
But, okay, so technically, if a stranger shows up unannounced, isn't that just a mummer?
I don't know. And Lexi didn't ask more questions because her grandmother was so kind of in a state of, upset at the time when this happened. And this was a few years ago, and her grandmother is kind of not as well mentally now to be able to, like, ask more questions. But at the time, yeah, like, she couldn't ask more because she was just so kind of frazzled. But I just thought that was quite an interesting one. If I don't know how putting a lid on a boiling pot of potatoes would keep someone from coming to your house, but apparently it does.
Interesting. So I guess on the same thing, would that stop mummers from coming to your house if they're strangers?
I don't know. Because I don't think this woman would also like mummers because they're just,
They're unannounced.
They're unannounced.
They just knock on the door and say, any mummers allowed in.
Yeah, and she's so proper, and she's just so put together, and, like, imagine just like an old ballet teacher who's just, like, so upright and proper and stuff like that, and kind of, like, stuffy. That is, like, Lexi's grandmother. And now imagine that woman being in there when mummers walk in.
Mm-hmm.
That just doesn't fit.
She'd be like, Lord, thunder and Jesus, law.
No, she would just be like, I do not understand what is happening in my house. I think she'd just, like, sometimes I think she's a cyborg.
Mm.
She's like a robot. She's a Stepford wife type of woman. She's unshakable.
Mm-hmm.
She's also terrifying.
Yeah, Newfie grandmas are kind of terrifying.
Oh, Rachel, you have not met this woman? She's like, and I cannot think of a movie, like, to compare this woman to someone, but, like, she is like a ballet teacher from that could have taught Natasha Romanoff.
Oh.
Like, she is a fearsome, uptight kind of woman. She unshakable. You wouldn't see her dancing around with mummers.
No.
You might see her beating the shit out of some mummers with a stick, potentially.
Probably.
Theoretically, hypothetically.
Yeah.
I cannot be held liable for any of these words.
Oh, man.
Okay, speaking of weird shit, in Iceland, if you knit outside, it prolongs winter.
I seen that one.
Yeah, and I think that's why Newfoundland winters are so fucked up.
Okay, but who knits outside, though?
I don't know, but I want to find them. Because they're fucking up my day.
Really, though?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been pretty nice here this week in Nova Scotia, and it's supposed to be like 28 next Thursday.
Well, good for you.
This is why you need to move here.
That's a lot of work.
I know.
A lot of work. I'm gonna, like, take all my stuff and move.
I know, you'd have to move your law firm, and Lexi would have to come because she works for you, and
it's a lot of shit to move.
It's a lot of stuff, yeah.
It's so much.
I know.
Yeah.
And as we've already
get paid to do nothing.
Right? And as we've already discussed, I'm not moving back there.
Let's meet in the middle.
So the ocean?
Sounds good.
Okay.
We'll build a raft.
Oh, God.
The floating law firm.
So, if you're a floating law firm, does that mean you'll be able to practice in Newfoundland and Nova Scotia if you're floating in like the, oh my God, what's that? This, hang on.
Maritime?
No, what's that strip of ocean between
Gulf.
the Gulf? That's what it is.
Oh my God, I answered a geography question.
Like the
I should get a certificate.
hang on, I gotta Google it. Is it Gulf?
It's an L.
I know it's Gulf of the St. Lawrence Gulf, but that's not the strait between Newfoundland and Nova Scotia. What is that called?
I don't know.
Let me Google. I'm gonna Google.
I don't know. The little goblin that works in my brain to find these answers doesn't have that one.
Well, that is not.
Yeah, because like my brain is like a little attic, and there's a little goblin in there who's like shifted through boxes.
Cabot Strait.
Really
That's what it is.
He doesn't have that.
Cabot Strait.
I don't think I ever knew Cabot Strait. I did know Gulf of St. Lawrence, though.
I knew Gulf of St. Lawrence, and I knew it was like Channel Port of Basque or something like that. But if you float between there, does that mean you can practice in Newfoundland and Nova Scotia?
I could practice in Newfoundland and Nova Scotia from Newfoundland.
Mm-hmm.
I would just have to get licensed in Nova Scotia, which pretty much just takes a little bit of paperwork and then traveling up there for the actual like call to the bar. It's not that much work.
No, it doesn't sound like that much work.
No, I just have to learn like the Nova Scotia law, which is a little bit of work.
It's probably not too different from Newfoundland.
There's some stuff.
I said too different, okay? I'm not a lawyer, obviously. Oh, that's all the superstitions I got. I think at this point we're gonna like run into overlapping with each other.
Oh, I've got stuff.
You got stuff?
I got stuff is weird shit though.
That's okay. We like the weird shit.
So like you being that's the sound for when we're in the Cabot Strait.
Okay.
Swish, 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 swish. Swish. Yeah. This is an ASMR podcast now.
Okay.
Swish, 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 swish.
Swish, 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 swish.
Okay. So in Serbia,
mm-hmm.
apparently it's a really nice gesture because it's good luck to drop water behind a person. Yeah, like just spilling water behind someone. Like you can't dump it on them because that's just fucking rude. But like if you just spill it behind them, it's a nice gesture. Which I was like, weird, because it looks like you're just trying to be like, oh look, he pissed himself. Right?
Yeah, so but what happens when you spill the water?
Nothing.
Like what comes out of it? You said it's a good gesture, but what comes out of it if I spill the water?
It's supposed to be good luck for that person. Like if I was walking behind you and I spilled some water behind you, I'm trying to give you good luck.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or make people think you were peeing while walking.
What happens if you trip on the water?
But you've already walked past it.
You're spilling the water, so if you trip, then that's bad luck for you.
Yeah, well, I'm not getting luck. I'm trying to give you luck. Yeah.
I feel like somebody just wanted to make it look like somebody was pissing themselves as they walked.
Yeah, I think somebody was just trying to like cover for themselves. It sounds like one of my excuses.
Yeah, I don't think there's any logic to that one.
It sounds like one of my half-assed excuses.
Yeah. Yeah.
And owls. I got two things on owls. So apparently they're bad omens. So it's an Egyptian superstition that if you see or hear an owl, that terrible news is coming. Right? So like when you hear like an owl hoot, it's terrible news is coming. Like that's that superstition.
Interesting.
So yeah, like you remember in like a lot of like, you know, like creepy kind of scenes in TV shows or movies, you'd have like a dark scene and like you'd hear like in the woods and you'd hear like an owl hoot. I don't know if that's like playing on that.
It might be.
Yeah, because it kind of makes that like eerie feeling. So I don't know if they're trying to play on that superstition or if it's just like, oh, creepy woods after dark by yourself.
Hee
You know? Hee hee hee.
Could be both. Could be creepy woods after dark by yourself, and owls are harbingers
of death.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know why I tried to say that word when I knew I wasn't going to be able to pronounce it.
They also look creepy. Like that, like the face. You see the face of an owl in the dark. Or like without expecting it. That's like a shock to me, right?
Well, you know their legs are really long, right?
I did not know that.
Okay, I'm going to send you a picture.
To see owl legs.
Yeah.
I've never thought of owl legs.
Or are you Googling it?
Oh no, I'm waiting for the picture.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
I could Google it though. You want?
You could, but I said I was going to send it, so I'll do it.
Keep your promises, Rachel.
I never keep my promises. Why do you think I'm single?
Because you got yellow flowers, Rachel.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
Yup.
Holy shit. He's wearing pants.
Yup.
My God. The fuck is that?
It's an owl leg.
They have long legs. What? The son of a bitch is... And the face on him. Right? When that guy is lifting up all of his feathers, all of his plumage, to see those legs, he's like, the son of a bitch. You see what I'm going to do to this guy after? And you holding the camera. Yep. Those guys died afterward. There was obituaries linked underneath, I think.
I think there was, yeah. I think it was... It is with great sadness we announce the passing of
the cameraman
and Raymond as they were murdered by an owl.
Also, you said harbinger of death, right? I've got another superstition from Italy that says that if an owl ends up in your house, someone in your family will die.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's kind of like it's not a premonition, but you know what I mean? Like it's
an omen.
Yes, there we go. An omen of death.
Interesting.
Right? So, and then I was thinking about the Harry Potter series. Think about how many fucking people die in that series and all the owls in the houses.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because all the owls that people have and all the owls that are in the school and everything and all the deaths that happen in that series. And all the letters coming from the owls and they're bringing messages, but they're also harbingers of death. It's kind of fucked up.
Just a tad.
Just thought I'd bring that up.
Interesting. And also, owls are always flying into people's houses in Harry Potter. That's how they deliver mail.
Yeah. They're like, hey, bitch, I got a message for you. You're gonna die.
You're gonna die.
Maybe not in this book, but you will.
You're gonna die.
Yeah, think about it. All the time we see the owls fly into the burrow, and then we lose one of the twins. We see the owls flying in and out of Harry's house, and he's got Hedwig. And both Hedwig and Harry die at some point during the series. Right? We've got owls coming everywhere through the series. Think about how many owls were in his house in the first book.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Did that, give the omen for Hedwig's death?
Or maybe a bunch of people in the neighborhood just dropped dead.
Or all the people that were going to die because of Harry. Like, protecting Harry.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe? Who knows? Is that Hexa?
No, that was me.
I was going to say, I was like, that sounds like Hexa.
I was like, I can't even.
Sounds like Hexa was on board. She's like, oh my God.
Hexa is still MIA in the apartment somewhere.
This is too scary for her.
It is way too scary. She's only a baby. I'm just a baby.
And then also, so wedding bells are supposed to ward off evil.
Mm-hmm.
So Irish brides have been known to wear bells on their dresses, and it's been thought that like wearing those would ward off evil spirits who would try to ruin their marriage. And I liked how the website says, as opposed to relatives who have too many spirits and end up ruining the wedding. Love that.
That explains why all these people that we know got married young and are now divorced.
Yeah, they should have been wearing some bells.
And like the milkman's ex-wife should have worn some bells.
Yeah, she should have put a bell on it.
That marriage was doomed from the start, though, let's be honest.
Yes, I'm betting there was some yellow flowers.
Oh, there definitely was some yellow flowers.
If not, I would have sent some if I knew about it. Oh, this one. Portugal. Don't walk backwards because it's considered bad luck.
Oh.
If you know, and the reason why. This doesn't even make any fucking sense. So, it's apparently the common belief for why you shouldn't be walking backwards is because it shows the devil which way you're going. Just let that sink in. Don't walk backwards because it shows the devil which way you are going. What? What the fuck?
But
yeah,
if you walk forward,
it could also show the devil which way you're going. It also shows. Yeah. That doesn't make sense.
So should you just not walk anywhere?
I don't know.
Should you just stand still?
In Portugal, you must learn to teleport or die.
Or what if you get like,
maybe it's like, you know, those things where they're like, if you stand really still, they can't see you. They can only see movement.
So the devil is a T-Rex.
Yeah, but the devil can only see you if you walk backwards.
Okay,
walking that makes forwards, the devil can't see you.
Walking backwards, he can see you. Got it. Okay. Yeah.
So moonwalking, totally out.
Oh, definitely cannot moonwalk. Yeah.
So I bet like Michael Jackson, like all his videos were like illegal.
Oh.
That was totally contraband there.
Definitely contraband. Because you know there's some like kid who's going to try to do that and their mom runs up and like smacks them and is like, don't walk backwards. You're going to get the devil after you. I know this.
You can never come back to this house. You have the devil inside you.
You are banished.
Banish you, child. Banish. To the wilderness with you. Live with the goats now.
Live with the goats. Become one with the goat.
You will live with the goats.
That's how Goat Man was made.
That is his origin story.
That's his origin. That's his villain or origin story.
Goat Man is from Portugal. Confirmed. He walked backwards once when he was 5 years old. His mother banished him to live with the goats. He became one with the goat.
Goat Man.
Goat Man coming to a theater near you.
On Mike Mayfield.
The unauthorized documentary.
Yes. Or more like the mockumentary. Discovery would 100% pick that up.
There's a lot of devil ones I got, by the way.
Okay.
Apparently I was really into looking for the devil superstitions.
I wonder why.
No idea. I don't know. Doesn't make sense. So don't be singing at that dinner table because apparently in the Netherlands, according to their superstition, if you sing at the dinner table, you're singing to the devil for your food. Yeah. So I assume it's like when you say grace kind of thing for your dinner, that kind of sense of idea. But like you singing to the devil for your food.
So Does that mean anytime at band camp when we sang our grace, which is something we did, we were
You
all
were
singing.
singing to the
The 12-year-olds were
devil.
all singing to the devil.
Yeah, the devil was listening. God was not. And definitely not Judy Blume either.
We sang Johnny Appleseed. There was one we did to the Addams Family. There's another one that we sang.
Hold on, you were singing the Addams Family at Bible camp?
We did a grace to the tune of it. Like, like we thank the Lord for giving the things we need for living, for food and fun and friendships. We thank the Lord, amen. Da-na-na-na, 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 da-na-na-na.
I'm sorry, even I heard the devil in that.
And we sang Johnny Appleseed, and there was another one that was like to the Superman theme song.
Johnny Appleseed? You mean Johnny ate the apple in the Garden of Eden? Seed? What?
You never heard of Johnny Appleseed?
I hear the devil in that song, Rachel. I hear that. All I hear is you singing to the devil for your food. You singing, "Thank you, Satan, for the food we have on our table." So glad we came to this Bible camp.
Oh, man.
I am telling your parents.
Oh, they know. They were there. They sang too.
Yeah. I'll be telling all of them about how you were singing to the devil.
And my sister sang to the devil. My friends all sang to the devil there. The guy I ended up dating from band camp sang to the devil.
Dating at band camp, Rachel?
It was after band camp we started dating.
Bible camp?
I know.
While singing to the devil?
I know.
Blasphemy.
I know.
It just keeps continuing.
Listen, there's some things that happened at band camp that are definitely blasphemous.
The devil knows, Rachel.
Oh, he knows.
The devil knows. Oh my God. I was going to ask you, if you were going to sing for your dinner at the table to the devil, what song would you sing to the devil? What would you think is an appropriate song to sing? You've already picked 3 in your youth.
If I was purposely going to sing to the devil?
What kind of songs do you think are appropriate sing to the devil songs for your food when you're like sitting down?
I would sing The Devil in a Midnight Mass by Billy Talent.
Oh, nice.
Or I'd sing Seven Devils by Florence and the Machine.
Ooh, nice.
Or The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. What songs
I
would you
think
sing?
When Devils Come to Life by
Mm-hmm.
Holocene is a good one. It's a new song.
Mm-hmm.
It's when demons come to life. Actually, it's not when devils.
Demons, devils, tomato, tomato.
Tomato, tomato. The devil may think different. Oh my God! I didn't expect this to be hard.
That's what she said at band camp.
Yes, she did. I bet she did. I bet you did.
No, I did not. Other people did, but not me.
Things come out, Rachel.
Mm-hmm. There are some hanky,
but not people. People don't come out of band camp. Wait till after.
They don't come out alive. There's some.
I was thinking the other version. I was thinking the other version. Coming out.
Oh.
I was like, they don't come out at band camp. They come out after because it's like a church camp.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Rachel, I don't know. Devil Went Down to Georgia is always good. It's very specific.
Devil May Cry by The Weeknd.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Nice.
Yeah. Devil on My Shoulder, Billy Talent.
Oh my! Why do they have so many devil songs?
Because it's obvious they went to band camp.
I need to Google. I'm blanking. Devil songs. Ooh, Sympathy for the Devil, Rolling Stones.
Okay. Dance with the
Oh.
Devil, Breaking Benjamin.
Oh, I do love Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't think of that. Thinking anything with devil in the title. Gotta think of these things. Oh, I Fell in Love with the Devil, Avril Lavigne. That's actually a different, like a nice song. I kind of like that. I think Dancing with the Devil is probably my pick. I do love myself some Breaking Benjamin.
Running with the Devil, Van Halen. That's a good one. Oh, Demi Lovato, Dancing with the Devil. That's also a good one.
Yeah, that is a good song.
Devil's Child, Judas Priest. I don't know really any of these songs.
Devil Inside Me is another. I'm trying not to use Halocene, but it's another Halocene song that I really like.
There's also, what is the most evilest song? The 50 most evilest songs.
The most evilest songs.
Yeah, evilest.
Give me the evil.
Apparently, there's a song called "Possessed" by The Exorcist.
I'm going to look up Dinner with the Devil.
Apparently,
Dinner with the Devil song. I'm looking this up. Oh my god. There's a song called Dinner with the Devil by Big Rude Jake, and I think that needs to be the song if you're going to sing anything when you're having dinner with the devil.
Yes.
And I can't play it because I don't want to get copyright stricken. But I'm just going to read a little snippet. It says, when the devil came to dinner, our mom was quite impressed, she said. Why can't you be more like our esteemed satanic guest? And he always knows just what to say and knows exactly how to behave. And makes for such a pleasant stay as he plots to seal our souls away. Ooh.
Hexa agrees.
Mm-hmm.
There's a song on this list called Of Menstrual Blood and Semen.
No. That's not good for dinner.
No, it's not.
No. That's an after dinner song. That's dessert. Okay, move on. Time to move on.
All right, enough of this devil talk.
Too much. Hide your thumbs when passing a graveyard. Get rid of them. Apparently, in Japan, the word for thumb translates to parent finger.
I did see that one.
Yeah. So hiding your thumb protects your parent from death, according to superstition. So when you pass a graveyard, sometimes, like in other cultures, you might have the superstition to like hold your breath to not like get a spirit or a bad spirit like kind of like inside you or something. Well, I assume. And hiding your thumbs would protect your parents from dying.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you have a really shitty parent, hitchhike.
Only in a graveyard, though.
Yeah, like right next to a cemetery. Just start hitchhiking.
Yeah, just like...
And then when you're past the graveyard, put it back.
Yeah.
Like hokey pokey next to the graveyard.
Yeah, turn yourself around. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. A couple of times, make sure it works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which one's for which. You might need to figure that one out first if you're if you care. Don't want to go off half-cocked.
Nope.
Because they do that at band camp sometimes.
Band camp!
My tongue is quite tied.
Tied
there tonight, Rachel.
Tied.
Oh, don't kiss babies on the lips.
Well, that goes without saying.
Yes, because first of all, gross.
Second of all, oh man, what's the name of that thing that you can give babies?
Herpes.
No, not herpes. There's another name.
You can,
but the more specific thing. Hang on. I gotta
Genital herpes. Oh no.
RSV. That's what it is. Respiratory syncytial virus.
So don't kiss the babies on the mouth
Mm-hmm.
because of sanitary reasons. But
Mm-hmm.
also, there's a Nigerian superstition that if you kiss a baby on the mouth, you're condemning them to spend their entire adult life drooling.
Oh.
Which is a really weird curse.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because usually curses are pretty like, you'll die in 7 to 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is just like, you're gonna drool, bitch.
Interesting.
Try getting a husband if you're all drooly.
Listen, some people might be into that.
You're extra saliva-y, so like, make it work, bitch.
It's like, we don't need to buy lube.
I knew you were gonna go there. I knew it. Of course you went there.
Of course I did. Why wouldn't I? It's
already
me, Mario.
It's a you, Wario.
It's me, Waluigi.
Also, because Rachel and I are aging ever so quickly, we are 77 years old at this point. I don't know how old we are. I've lost track.
You're 29.
I'm 29.
I'm 28. We'll be 29 in the fall.
Yeah, see, you're so old you can't keep track. You said you were 29 as well.
I said I will.
We are 29. You just said we.
I will be 29. Okay, I think you need a hearing aid, Grandma.
Okay, well, either way, we're aging rapidly. Our bodies are deteriorating. You hear what I just said? My jaw is falling off. Did you hear how well my speech just happened?
I did.
I think we might be dying, Rachel. So, ancient Britain has this superstition which can possibly help us with our youthful complexions.
Does it?
And it's very simple. All we need to do is carry an acorn in our pocket to stay forever young.
Well, that's going to be a problem.
I don't see the problem.
I don't think there's any acorns around yet in Halifax.
I still don't see the problem.
Okay.
Of all the anti-aging things that, people are trying, they're trying creams, they're trying injections, they're trying bloods of virgins, they're trying to eat babies, they're trying all these things. Carrying an acorn in your pocket doesn't seem like a big deal. No, I could do that.
I think it might be easier to get than the blood of a virgin, but the jury's out on that one.
Yeah.
Hexa also agrees with that statement. She chirped at me.
Mm-hmm. I did hear that. Yeah, and Hexa would know. Her name is Hexa. Mm-hmm. She is, I don't want to judge, but she sounds a little Wiccan. Or wicked.
I mean, she is very wicked. Like I told you off recording, she did step directly on my nipple multiple times this morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She is spiteful. Mm-hmm. It sounds like it.
Yep.
Cute as a button.
She's adorable, but she's her nickname is Demon Floof.
Yes. She is evil.
Mm-hmm. She
pure adorable evil.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So she would know.
She would know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might die tonight now because of this.
One nipple down, one to go.
She's going to go from the nipple to my face.
I think she's going to work on the other one first.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think she'd leave a job undone. Just half done.
She might not. She did carry around her toy earlier and was like, yeah, you see this? Yeah, that's right. I'm a hunter.
Tomorrow, I will have your nipple.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, this one. Mm-hmm. Whistling indoors It invites evil, apparently. It's a Lithuanian superstition.
I whistle all the time.
Oh my gosh.
Indoors.
That's how you got a demon floof.
It explains it. I mean, I was whistling at my friend's dog when we were at her place the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were in Winters, I was whistling at Gemma.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And apparently the whistling indoors is believed that noise is used to summon demons.
I believe that.
Yeah, and that's why that superstition exists in Lithuania. That's what their belief is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you're just going around whistling in stores, just like summoning demons.
That's also very passive aggressive because if you don't like a store or a person, you can just go in their house, whistle, and then leave.
Mm-hmm. And also, I have these like very vivid memories of working at the pool, and my boss would always whistle, and you would hear him whistling. And when he was walking around, and he was very strict, and like we couldn't like sit down or like switch off to like take breaks and stuff. He had like very strict rules. And our other manager, who was like on the floor with us, like on the deck with us, would like give us kind of like relaxed rules when we didn't have as many people in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if we had less people in the pool, we could have less guards on the deck and take breaks in like the break room.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, but the manager, like the boss, was like super super strict.
Mm-hmm.
So we would hear him whistling long before he would come into view. So as soon as we really heard the whistle, we'd all jump up and start like pretending we were actually doing what we were fucking supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So that whistle like was like sometimes we would think we were hearing the whistling when we weren't.
Mm-hmm.
And I would think I was hearing the whistling like at night when I was locking up the pool by myself and no one was there.
Oh no.
And it was so creepy, right? But it was like something that just like had this like fear in me of like, oh my god, my boss is here, right? Or like, did I hear that?
Mm-hmm.
And it was such a like a creepy thing. So when I read that about like summoning demons, I was like, holy fuck. He was kind of demonic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Also kind of fucking weird.
Just a tad, yeah.
Just a tad, right? And the last one I want to give you is a German one.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, don't cheers with water. So you know how like there is a superstition about like how if everybody's doing a cheers with the drinks, that you're supposed to take a sip, and like it would be bad luck not to take a sip.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Well, the German tradition is that it's bad luck to not only do that, but like to have a cheers and cheers with just water. And that if you're cheersing with water, it's not just bad luck, you're actually wishing death upon the people you're drinking with.
I did see that one.
Yeah. And it's actually an idea that stems from Greek mythology.
Oh, that I did.
Yeah. Which is
kind
of cool.
That is cool. So basically, right? If you want somebody to die, cheers with water.
Yeah, because it ties back to like the river Leith, whatever, in the depths of the underworld.
Oh.
Right? So it ties back into like the glasses filled from that water.
Interesting.
Right? So cheersing from that is kind of like cheersing from with water is kind of like thought to be cheersing back to that Greek mythology of that river from the underworld.
I mean, right? Technically you would just be cheersing Hades, which is not a bad thing.
Well, people would drink from like the dead that would be in the underworld would drink from that river Leith in order to forget their pasts and their corporeal lives, like their lives from back on Earth. So they were killing their like former selves, technically, and starting over as their underworld, right?
Mm-hmm.
So by doing that underneath, they were kind of like toasting in glasses filled with the water of that river, and to symbolize their voyage via that river to the underworld and like basically into hell. Right? So it's a morbid type of thing. So cheersing someone with water, that German superstition, is actually you're wishing death upon all the people that you're cheersing with.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I cheers with water all the fucking time.
So do I, actually. I cheers with water the other night.
I've been at so many fucking board meetings cheersing with water. I'm like, which one of us is gonna die now?
Yeah, I had to pick Hex up because she was being a nuisance. Yes, you were. You were making so much racket. So much racket.
She's probably saying, don't tell our secrets from the underworld, woman.
Yeah, she's looking at me like I'm going to step on your other nipple tonight.
She's like, how do I stop this lady on the phone? She's telling our secrets. Rachel, mother, please stop her. She knows too much.
She's like, bring me back to Mama Lauren.
Mama Lauren never told our secrets from the underworld.
Yeah.
Well, that is the last of the superstitions that I have. Lovely one to end on. Should we cheers? I have water.
I have an empty glass, but I can get some water if we want to cheers.
Maybe not.
We can cheers to
let's not wish death upon each other.
No, let's not do that.
Let's send someone some yellow flowers, Rachel. Who should we send some to? The milkman?
I know who we can send some to.
Who should we send some to?
Take a guess.
Dude?
We could, but there's somebody else.
Oh, he's lower on the list.
He is. Dude is lower on the list.
Who?
Think
about who's he on the list?
Think about who's the number one person that would be on my list.
Oh, is it the person that caused the whole milkman issue?
I didn't think about that, but yeah, that would be good.
Okay, I thought that was where you were going.
And also the milkman. He can get some yellow flowers.
I don't know who the person is. Is it the person that we like to pick at, but we haven't picked at in a long, long time?
No, it would be the person who caused the milkman situation to spoil, if you will.
You mean the one that the one that made the milkman curdle? Did the milk curdle?
The milk curdled and it went sour real fast.
It went sour.
But yeah, it would be her because that's like the ultimate betrayal.
Yeah. So I was right. But who were you thinking? Were you thinking of someone else?
I was thinking of just the milkman.
Oh, but yeah. I did say him.
Yeah. No, you said
so I said him. I said dude first.
Yeah. Dude's lower on the list.
Yeah.
It would be
he's
her.
Like 3, right? Like he's in third spot.
No, because third is
fourth.
Third is the person we went to high school / undergrad with.
See, I said the person we usually pick at, but we haven't talked about in a long time.
Yeah, because I haven't found anything to pick at. I haven't creeped in a while to find anything to pick at.
I've snooped. I've stooped. Oh Jesus! I was saying I've snoozed all her shit and like put all the shit so I don't see anything unless I go and look for it. Yeah, it's just better for me overall, so I don't have to see it just barraging me all the time.
Yeah, I did that as well. I unfollow so the notification, so like the posts don't show up on my timeline. But yeah. Anyways, we have our list of people that we can cheers water with and send yellow flowers to.
Let us know who you would send some yellow flowers to.
Yeah. So if you have a list of people you want to send yellow flowers to, email us. inconsistentpodcast1@gmail.com.
Yeah. And remember that our movie watch episode will be the last of this month, and that will be a continuing recurring episode throughout this podcast. Our movie of the month is Doctor Strange, the first one. Woohoo! So if you would like to watch that movie and then so in advance so that you can listen to the episode and get everything out of it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. If you'd like to suggest movies in the future that you'd like us to review and pick apart and just talk shit, send all that to all our socials that Rachel will tell you about right now.
Yeah, so if you have movie suggestions or even if you have superstitions that you believe in and want us to know about, you can message us on Instagram. We're Inconsistent Podcast 1. You can send us a Facebook messenger.
Good talk. Good talk.
Inconsistently Consistent on Facebook. And like I said, you can email us, inconsistentpodcast1@gmail.com. Remember to like, rate, and review us on your podcasting platforms, as well as share us with a friend, because you might have a friend that wants to listen to two millennials talk about nonsense, because according to the boomers, we like to talk about ourselves.
I feel like we haven't talked about ourselves that much. We've been talking about other people's.
Yeah, but, you know, the boomers will still be like, it's because you're on that damn phone again.
Well, yeah, we were on that damn phone making a podcast.
Exactly. Roasted.
Yeah. Remember to rate and review us on whatever podcast platform you are listening to us on. That will really help us out.
Yep.
And
got added to iHeartRadio for their podcast. So take a listen there.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.